I'm Anjali Appadurai. I'm 21 and I represent College of the Atlantic here, the negotiations, and Earth in Brackets. I'm just going to show Earth in Brackets. Can I just explain what Earth in Brackets means?
Sure.
So in political text, or in negotiating text, whenever an issue or a set of words or a phrase is under debate, it's controversial, they can't agree on it, they put brackets around it, and it remains a point of contention. So we created a project called Earth in Brackets, making a political statement of sorts that says that we have put our Earth in brackets, and it's there until our governments take real action to do something about climate change.
Okay. What has been your experience yet at Durham so far?
Well, I've been working with Earth in Brackets to blog and to write up policy briefs. I'm focusing on a specific track of the negotiations. I'm following technology transfer, and within that, it's very technical, and so each member of our 8-person group is following a different track. So we have someone covering adaptation, finance, technology transfer, forest and agriculture stuff, and market-based mechanisms, Kyoto Protocol, that stuff. So between us, I think we are pretty balanced in covering the negotiations. And Earth in Brackets is very policy-based, so we're focusing on the policy, tracking the policy, and we are reporting back to our home communities so that people can stay involved with the climate regime and what's going on.
Are you getting frustrated with the slow pace of the talks?
Politics is always frustrating, so I think we've gotten used to it, and especially when you're following the negotiations and the specific text itself, it can be very frustrating to see things bracketed and just never taken out of brackets and never agreed upon. So that's something, and also seeing when shady political processes happen, that's very frustrating for me personally. I know for the rest of my group as well, but I think the key is to translate these political processes into something that's understandable to the rest of the world so that we can move towards something together, as cliche as that sounds. And I think that by continuing to work, we're doing as much as we can. We're engaging at a global level, and that's the most we can do at this point. So.
How do you perceive American climate policy at the moment?
American climate policy, not German. Well, the American position is obviously the most contentious one, and it's the biggest blocker to progress, and we tend to take that for granted sometimes, but it's really the U.S. is the biggest block to any progress in the climate regime, and that's due partially to their totally bottlenecked policies at home. Their politics are really polarized. It's very difficult for them to get anything done. But at the same time, I think, and Earth in Brackets thinks, there's way too much corporate influence in U.S. politics and in the climate regime, and they're listening too much to those other influences, to the lobbyists, to the money, to the shareholders, and not to the needs that the science tells us we need to address.
Do you have hope?
I am cautiously optimistic, and I believe that it's my duty as youth to be optimistic, and yes, I'm optimistic that we will get something done. If not, I think, to use an old phrase, we will go down fighting, and that's all we can do. So.
Thank you very much.
No problem. Thank you.